Welcome to Excel tutorial. Today, I'll teach you how I have created my client tracker in Excel. So with the help of this particular client tracker, like you can completely track all your client list and what are going to be the tasks and the complete database of your client. You'll be able to easily track it. It also comes with the dashboard where you can see the required graphs at the top of the dashboard. So first, I'll show you how our client tracker is going to look like. So here is how my complete client tracker will look like. So first at the top, you can see I have some key pointers at the top. Then I have the required graphs. So you can see the status, the different graphs at the top. Then below, I have the complete table over here. So I have what is going to be the client ID, then what is going to be the name, the contact details of the client, and then what type of client they are. So when they're contacted, what's the deadline. So all these complete details, we have a table below this one. So this is how our client tracker is going to look like. I'll teach you from scratch how you can actually create a client tracker like this. Let's get started. I opened a new Excel and then name the sheet as client tracker. So here, let me try to have the complete title. So I'll select these cells. I'll say merge center. So here I'll say client tracker over here. And let me try to increase the size of this. I'll make this bold. And also let me just try to fill this with the color. So below this one, let's try to give some space at the top for our dashboard and our key pointers to be at the top. So below this one, we'll have our important table. So first, let me say that let's come here and then let me say that the first is going to be our ID. So that's nothing but for each and every client, we're going to give a unique ID. So I'll say that as the ID. Then I'll have the client name. Next, I'm going to have their contact number, the phone number, then their email address. Then I'll have the address of the client. So I'll just try to adjust the width of these columns. So then we'll have what client type they are going to be, like whether they're going to be a corporate client or a retail client. We can have different types of clients. So I'll just have what type of client they're going to be. Then I'll have what date we have contacted them. So I'll say date contacted, and then we'll have the deadline date. So when we want to like complete this particular sale for the particular client. Okay, so that we'll have it over here. So I'll have the date contacted and the deadline date. So then I'll have the priority. So whether what kind of priority they're going to be, like high, low, or medium kind of priority. Then we'll have the source. So from which source we are able to get this particular client. Like there can be different channels like the website or social media, many other sources can be there. So from which source we have got this client. Then we'll have what is going to be the deal value for that particular client. Then who's going to be the salesperson. So we'll have the salesperson over here. So who's going to like attend this particular client, we'll just try to have them over here. And then we'll have any comments. So if any comments are there, we can just try to have that at the last over here. So these are going to be some of the important columns you can see. So I'll just try to completely select this and I'll try to increase size, make this bold, and also we can just highlight this with a color. So I'll just select this color. So here we have. So and also the complete table, we can just try to have it as center line. So I'll just try to select this completely. And let me just center line this one. So here now we can just try to like enter some clients. So let's say that first I'm going to have a client ID as 101. So this is going to be the client ID. Let's consider. So the client name, let's consider it's going to be John. And his contact number, we can just try to give a contact number. So 120-444-555-9. So we'll just have this as a contact number. And then the email address, we'll have it. So we can just say john@test.com. So this is going to be the email address. And then here we can have the address, the complete address of that particular person. So I'll just say Seattle. So what client type they're going to be. So here for the client type, we can have, even if you want, we can even create a drop down for the client type. So let's say that there are going to be like 2-3 different types of clients, like a retail client or a corporate client, or we can even have some client like from university kind of clients. So there can be like education, edtech kind of clients. So there can be different clients, right? So to create this client type, if you want, we can even try to list down the client type over here. Maybe I'll just come to the left. So here I'll say the client type is going to be like retail. Then I'll have corporate. So then I can have some university clients. So like this, let's say these are going to be some client types. So I'll just try to have the high class client type over here. So what I'm going to do is let's create a drop down for this. So I'll select this and then I'll go to data and let me have a data validation. So here I'll have a list. So the list is nothing but I'll just try to select these three over here. So three criterias and I'll select enter and I'll give OK. So here you can see I've got the client type. So now I'll just try to completely flash fill this over here. So here I can just try to go and select what kind of client. So let's say they are going to be a corporate client and then what date we have contacted. So I can just try to give the date over here. So let's say we have contacted them on September 5th, 2025. And then the deadline date, let's say it's going to be like 30th September 2025 is going to be the deadline date. And here for priority. So even for priority, we can have a drop down like different categories of priority. We can have like high, low, medium. So for that also we can have a drop down. So I'll have the title as priority. So I'll have low, medium and high priority. So let's try to select this cell. I'll go to data validation and let me try to create a list. So I'll select the range completely and I'll give OK. So here I have my priority. Now you can see I'll get the priority. So I'll just try to again flash fill this completely for this particular table. So here you can see I have the priority. So I can just try to come and easily select it. So let's say this is going to be a medium priority client and then from source. So the next is going to be source. So for the source also we can have multiple options. So here for that also let's create a drop down. So I'll say source. So like they can come from different channels. Let's say they can come from website or like referral, or they can even come from social media, then like ad campaigns. So like this, there can be different channels, right? So I will try to create a drop down for this. So I'll just try to click source and then I'll click data validation. So here I'll have a list. I'll go and select the complete list over here. So now when I give OK, so you can see I'll get the source like this. So for this also, we can just try to completely flash fill over here. So here, let me try to select the source is going to be from referral. And then let's try to have the deal value. So the deal value, let's consider this is going to be like $12,000. So here I'll just try to convert this into US dollars. So the whole complete column, I'll just try to convert this into US dollars over here. And then here I have the salesperson. So even for salesperson, we can just try to list down all the salesperson and then we can try to have this as a drop down. So let me try to create a drop down. So I'll say salesperson. So here I can have all the salesperson, let's say Sam, and then Albert and Peter. So these three people are going to be the salesperson. So let's try to have a drop down over here. So I'll select this one and then let me try to go to data validation and then let me try to select a list and I'll completely select the three list over here. So I'll give OK. So here we have a drop down for the salesperson. So this one also I'll just try to completely fill it. So here let me try to go and select Albert is going to be a salesperson. If I want any comments regarding this particular client, I can just give it. So let's say they have come for a web development project. So I can just add this as a comment over here. So like this, we can just try to go and add multiple clients. So let's say the next client is going to be 1002. So like this, let's just try to have some 3-4 clients. I'll just try to do it. So the next client is going to be Khan and we can have some number for him. I'll just give it. And then we'll have Khan at test.com. Then the address, we can just have it as San Jose. Then we can have the client as a university client. So when they have been contacted, so let's consider they have been contacted 7 September 2025, and like we want to close them before 25th September 2025. Let's have this as the date, and then we'll have them as a high priority client. And through which channel? Let's consider they've come through social media. So the value is going to be like $18,500. Then who's going to be salesperson? So we'll alert Peter, and whatever is the comments, we can just try to have it. So like this, I'll just try to go and add more clients over here. So I'll have David. So I'll have his email ID as david@test.com. So his address, we can just have it as New York. And let's consider he's going to be a retail client on 10th September 2025. We have the date was contacted, and like we need to, the deadline is going to be like September 30th, 2025. And the priority wise, we can just try to have him as low priority. And then through which channel he has come, let's consider this as ad campaigns. And the order value is going to be 4,500. And let's try to assign Sam over here. So let me try to add two more clients. So we'll have William and Richard as other clients. So we can just have the email ID address. So let's consider these clients as one is going to be corporate, and let's consider the other is going to be a retail client. And the date contacted, let's say 11 September 2025, and the other is going to be like 13 September 2025. The deadline, let's consider the deadline is going to be like 25th September 2025 for one client, and the other client, let's consider 5th October 2025. So the priority wise, let's consider them as a high priority clients, and from which channel they have come. So let's say one is going to be from website, the other one is going to be from social media. So next we have the deal value. So the first order, let's consider this is going to be like $14,000, and the next one, let's consider this is going to be $10,300, and let's try to assign one to Albert and one to Sam. So here we have the complete client details we have, right? So like this, you can just try to add multiple your complete client details. You'll be able to completely add it, and then you can easily able to track it from here. So now let's try to come to the dashboard, and then let's create a dashboard for these clients. So here I'll just try to select these two cells together, and then let me say merge center, and below also I'll just try to merge center. So like this, we can just try to have some 2-3 key pointers at the top. So here we'll have some key pointers. So let's see over here what is going to be the total deals. So how many deals we totally have. So we can just try to have at over here. And here we can have deals won. And then here we can have deals lost. Okay, so like this we can just try to have it. So to do this one, we also need to add one more category over here in the tracker. So I'll just try to add one more like a column. So in this column, what we're going to do is we'll have the status. So what status is like the particular client we have. So whether it's like in the pipeline status or it is one, whether the deal has been closed or we have lost the deal, we can just try to have it. So even for this one, we can just try to have a drop down. So let me try to have the status. I'll just try to enter it over here. So we can have the status as in pipeline. Then below this one, we can have like deal closed. Then we can have deal lost. So like this, we can just try to have 3 different status over here. So this one also. So now I'll just try to go and add this as a drop down. So I'll click this one. I'll go to data and data validation. So let me try to have a list, and let me try to completely select the status over here. So this is going to be the complete list. So I'll completely flash fill this one over here. So let me say that the first is going to be like in pipeline. The next one, let's say the deal is lost. And then let's say we are going to like have this is going to be like deal closed. So then this is also in pipeline. we'll have it. So like this, we can just try to have the status over here. So now we'll have how many, what are going to be the total deals, how many deals we have won, how many deals we have lost. We'll be easily able to see it over here. So then here we'll try to have some other key pointers. So I'll just try to merge center this one, and then here also I'll just try to merge center. So I'll just copy this one and then paste it over here. Here also I'll just try to paste it. So here I'll say deals in the pipeline, then value of deals lost, and then here we'll have value of deals won. Okay, so this one we'll just try to have it over here, and then like we can just try to completely select this first, and then let's try to like format this properly. So since these are going to be the key pointers, so we can just try to increase the size. I'll make this bold, and also I can make it center line. So let's try to draw the all borders for this one. So here for each and everything, let's try to have the colors. So I'll completely select this, and let me try to add a color. So let's try to fill this with this particular color over here. So if I want to calculate what is going to be the total deals we have, so that's nothing but total number of clients, whatever we have, that's going to be the total number of deals. So I'll say is equal to, so count A, and then I can just try to completely select this over here, and I'll just close the bracket. So here we have totally, we have 5 deals we have, right? The next is that we are going to have deals won. So how many deals we have won? So we want to find that one. So here we have the status, right? So deal closed is nothing but deals won. So if I want to calculate that, what I'll do is I'll say is equal to, so count if, I'll open the brackets. So here I'll go and completely select this completely over here. And then the criteria is nothing but here it's going to be, so it's nothing but deal closed, right? So that's going to be the criteria. So I'll say deal closed. I'll close the quotations, and then I'll close the bracket. So here you can see one deal we have won. So similarly here, if I come here, I'm going to use the count if formula. So I'll say is equal to count if. I'll just try to completely select this over here, comma. So deals lost is nothing but it's going to be like, so deal lost. We can have, I think here we have this as deal lost. So that's going to be the criteria. So I'll select. So here we have one deal has been lost, right? So next we have how many deals are going to be in the pipeline. So for that also I'll have the count if formula. I'll open the brackets. So I'll completely select this over here. I'll give comma, and then this is going to be the criteria is going to be in pipeline. So that's going to be the criteria. So see here, you can see 3 are in pipeline. Then we have the value of deals lost. So here we need to use the sum if formula. So I'll say is equal to sum if, and then I'll open the brackets. So first I need to give the criteria range. So that's nothing but this is going to be the criteria range. So I'll completely select this one. I'll give comma, and what is going to be the criteria? So lost is nothing but deal lost, right? So that's going to be the criteria. Then I'll give comma. So here the sum range I need to select. So sum range is nothing but the deal value. So I'll completely select the deal value, and I'll close the bracket. So here I have, so this is going to be the deal value lost. So this is going to be formatted as US dollars. So I'll just try to format this over here. So similarly, value of deals won. So if I want to find value of deals won, so I'll say is equal to, I'll say sum of, I'll open the brackets. So similarly here, I'll just try to select the range, and then the criteria is going to be that deals won is nothing but deal closed. So that's going to be the criteria, and I'll give comma. So and then I'll have the deal value. I'll just select the complete sum range. So here is the deals one. So this is the deal, whatever we have closed. So this one also, I can just try to format this as US dollars. So here is my complete key pointers we have at the top of our dashboard. So now next is that we can just try to create some graphs like how many high priority deals I have, how many low priority clients, medium priority clients, I can just try to have it. So to do that one, so what we'll do is we already have the high low priority over here. So here I'll use is equal to, so I'll say count if, and then I'll open the brackets over here. So first I'll be try to select the range. So the range is nothing but this is going to be the complete range, right? So I'll just try to completely select the range over here, and then I'll give comma, and then the criteria is nothing but it's going to be low. So that's the criteria, right? So I'll close the brackets and then I'll enter. So here you can say I'm getting one low priority. So you can see one low priority client I have. So I'll just try to go and like change the formula. I'll do the absolute referencing for this particular formula. So since I can just try to drag this formula and then flash fill it. So here I'll just try to completely flash fill it over here. So here you can see I have one low priority, one medium priority, and three high priority. So I'll completely select this one and then let's try to create a chart for this. So let me try to have a 2D column chart. So here is my 2D column chart. So I'll just try to move this chart over here. So I can just try to have the title as client by priority. Also, let me try to go and change the fill color to a different color. So let's try to have this color over here. So here you can see the how many low priority clients, how many high priority clients I have. Easily we'll be able to track from here. Next is we have the client type, right? Say corporate, like this different client type. So here that also we can just try to create a graph for that. So for that I'll say is equal to, so I'll say count if, I'll open the brackets. So here I'll come and completely select this over here. I'll give comma and let me select the retail is going to be the client. I'll close the brackets. So here also let me try to do the absolute referencing. So since the range is going to be the same, so I'll just try to do the absolute referencing over here. So now I can just try to completely flash fill. So here you can see like two retail clients, two corporate clients, and one university client. So I'll completely select this and let me try to create a chart. So even we can try to have a pie chart over here. So here is my pie chart. So I'll have the title as client type. And let's try to go and change the colors, fill colors to different colors. So this is going to be the complete client type chart. So similarly, like this, we can even try to have a chart for what is going to be the deal lost versus deal won. So for that also, we can just try to have a chart. So I'll just try to select this one. And let me try to go and insert. We can even have a pie chart over here. So here I have the chart. So what is going to be the deal won versus deal lost. So that chart I'm just trying to have. So I'll try to move this chart and then let's try to keep it over here. So here there's nothing but, so value of deal lost versus deal won. So that's the chart. So we can also try to go and change this colors to, since there's going to be a deal lost, let's try to have this as a light kind of a red or orange color. And then the deals one, we'll just try to have this as a green color. So like this, we can just try to create a charts over here for a dashboard. So this is how we can actually create a simple client tracker in Excel. So first, we have completely created the table over here and we have listed out all the details about the client and what is going to be the deal value and which salesperson is going to handle everything. We have listed down over here. And then at the top, we like have the important key pointers at the top and then the required graphs. So easily with the help of these graphs, we can see like by priority, by client wise, we can just easily able to see the complete analysis on the top at the dashboard. So if you wish to use this particular client tracker, I've given the link in the description. You can just try to go and download this client tracker from that. Also, I've created multiple templates to track your small businesses like CRM tracker, sales pipeline tracker, profit and loss statement, and many more. So if you wish to use these templates, you can visit my website plrdeck.com and then you can try to download these templates from there. So the great thing is that these templates are available for both Google Sheet and Excel. It also comes with master resale rights and commercial rights, where you can try to edit these templates and then share it with as many people you like. I hope you would have liked this video. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more such content. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in another Excel or Google Sheet tutorial.